Hello and welcome back to What the Fast. Well, I think I might have jinxed myself with my last video saying how smooth sailing it was. The very next day I had a nasty bout of nausea and it was more or less laid up for the day. So that's what I get for shooting my mouth off about how easy the fast has been. Today I do feel better though. So, for today's topic, I think I'll take a quick look at Bisphenol A. Today more people are aware of Bisphenol A at the very least, and this is a good thing. But most people don't realize just how prevalent and flooded and Bisphenol A is just everywhere, man. So Bisphenol A is an endocrine disruptor. It's a sex hormone. In the body, it acts as estrogen. It's an estrogen mimicker. I think that a lot of people who just have a vague awareness of Bisphenol A only associate it with plastic containers. And this is true. Bisphenol A is in most plastics, but it's in a lot more than just plastics. And if you want evidence that we are intentionally being messed up, I think Bisphenol A is kind of a smoking gun. A lot of times people have this idea that, well, all of these, you look at all these things one after another, and you find these terrible, unhealthy things hidden in it, and, well, they're just so reckless. How could they have overlooked this? And people don't tend to believe that it was actually done intentionally. And with Bisphenol A, I think that the simple fact that it actually costs companies more money to put Bisphenol A into plastics. It's not a cost-saving instrument at all. It's actually cost prohibitive for this endocrine disruptor to be put into our plastics. As I've already mentioned, it is in plastics. It's meant to detach into the beverage that you're drinking, whether it be bottled water, soda, juice. Typically, Bisphenol A detaches at a higher rate in very thin plastics, and particularly when the temperature is raised. Soldiers fighting in the deserts actually became incredibly ill by drinking out of soda containers that had been sitting out in the high heat, and this was largely due to massive amounts of Bisphenol A. Places where Bisphenol A is that people might not be aware of include printer ink and particularly receipts. A lot of receipts are actually just laden with Bisphenol A and detach on your skin when you come in contact with it, and then your skin being semi-permeable, it just goes right on in. Also, it is in juice box liners, canned foods, currency, a lot of cosmetics and makeup, as well as baby formula containers. Bisphenol A is also in most toothbrushes, condoms, and sex toys. So we as a society are more or less drowning in this estrogen mimicker. There was a 2004 study that found that 90% of Americans had Bisphenol A present in their urine, which just shows that 90% of us have this sex hormone artificially being put into us. So Bisphenol A is everywhere and it's in almost all of us. But what is it doing to us? Well, Bisphenol A, being more or less acting as estrogen in the body, causes people to retain more fat and has been linked to obesity and diabetes, causing massive increases in both of these categories. It's been linked to increased breast and prostate cancer, massive reductions in male fertility, and more or less feminizing men and hyper-feminizing women as their estrogen to progesterone balance becomes massively out of whack. One of the maybe more controversial effects of Bisphenol A is it does cause a reversal of natural sex preferences. Maybe it's homophobic of me to say, but it's just really science. When you flood a young boy's brain with a female sex hormone, pretty soon his brain starts signaling to him that he's attracted to males. And also, since there's so much bisphenol A in water now, creatures that are more sensitive, like fish and frogs, you can actually see changing gender because of the massive exposure and losing interest in the opposite sex as well. So to summarize, it's become very difficult to entirely avoid bisphenol A, but I guess what I would say is just do your best to limit your exposure to it. Glandular function and hormone regulation both seem to be two areas where we're particularly under heavy assault. Eating a proper diet, getting proper nutrition can definitely help with addressing these issues. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say on bisphenol A. Thank you for watching. We're getting close to the end.